Social media is a way to communicate that is growing in popularity amongst our society. Businesses, sports teams, educational institutions, and ordinary people across the world have a social media presence. While the growth of social media has some positives, there are some questionable cognitive and behavioral effects of social media that are negative, specifically on adolescents. With the use of applications such as Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook, kids grow up seeing an ideal body. But users are unaware of photo editing, nor whether these people with ideal bodies lead healthy lifestyles. Body image is the depiction of our body created in our minds, the way our body looks for ourselves. Body image is often influenced negatively through social media. Another term associated with negative body image is body dissatisfaction. Body dissatisfaction leads to unhealthy behaviors such as tobacco use, lower levels of physical activity, and unhealthy weight control behaviors. Additionally, low self-esteem, depression, and suicidal thoughts can result from body dissatisfaction. These are clearly behaviors that any healthy human being would want to avoid. However, with social media's presence in everyday life, the likelihood of users developing body dissatisfaction is great. The widely accepted psychological explanation behind body dissatisfaction is known as the social comparison theory. The theory suggests that people have an innate drive to evaluate their progress and standing on various aspects of their lives. We do this unconsciously and every day, and because of this, users are constantly comparing themselves to images seen on social media and evaluating their bodies based on how others look. If their standing is below what they perceive to be the ideal body, then they have a good chance of developing body dissatisfaction. Within these social media platforms, there's a category known as highly visual social media, often abbreviated as HVSM. These applications, such as Instagram and Snapchat, are predominantly photo-based. In 2018, a study conducted with adolescents discovered significant evidence that there is a relationship between HVSM increased usage and body image concerns. Researchers also found that increased levels of unstable emotional symptoms among users of HVSM. Highly visual social media not only causes mental abnormalities that may lead to unhealthy physical behavior, but also emotional abnormalities in these young users. These highly visual platforms cause users to be staring at a person's body, possibly comparing it to their own the entire time while they are using the platform. Among adolescents, these highly visual platforms are utilized more than lower visual media platforms, which could explain why more and more adolescents have negative feelings about their body. It is established that highly visual social media can lead to body dissatisfaction, but there is little evidence explaining why exactly this may be. One rationale may be because users of highly visual social media bring together both commercial and user-generated content that is heavily edited and unrealistic. If enough users start to see these unattainable images, then this definitely could be a contributing factor to dissatisfaction among youth. Adolescent users are being conditioned that these edited photos that show no imperfections nor any realism are the norm. Instagram is a prime example of a popular, highly visual social media platform. Instagram has turned into the main hub for so-called fitspiration and thinspiration content, which glorifies an athletic and healthy, but also sometimes alarmingly skinny appearance. This is a prime example of HVSM content promoting negative social comparison. Also, it creates the unwritten social norm that thin body types are ideal. Thin ideal is the goal for many adolescent females specifically, but there are misconceptions to the way that thin people may lead their lives. These falsehoods are magnified through the media. There is current cultural stigma that associates social acceptance and happiness with being thin and slender. This attributes to the fact that models and actresses possess these types of bodies and that they have a large presence in the media. The depiction of those celebrities' lives are glamorous on top of being successful and maintaining a thin and attractive appearance. But this is just what the public sees. Hannah Ribbaum conducted a study on the behaviors and eating habits of female athletes and how they view their bodies. Ribbaum was able to identify that athletes who have high exposure to the thin, ideal entertainment media content are more likely to have a distorted body image, a drive for thinness, and higher levels of negative eating behaviors. This study exemplifies the facade the media depicts as a healthy body. So, because someone is perceived as perfect to the world does not mean they are. Thin ideal people could have eating disorders, warped body images themselves that cause them not to lead healthy lives mentally, thus affecting their physical health and contributing to even more unhealthy eating behaviors. While there seems to be associations between body image and social media for all adolescents, there is a difference in the effects between the genders. It appears that the female adolescents tend to be more affected by social media than the male users. There is a significant difference found in body image between genders, where social media use had a more negative effect on girls than it did boys. This could be explained by the fact that women engage with social media specifically to compare themselves with others, whereas men are more likely to use social media to find or contact friends. It was also discovered that women compare appearance to others on social media more than any other social media platform. If women and men are generally starting to use social media for different reasons, then it does make sense why women would tend to get more dissatisfaction with their bodies. All the time spent on social media yearning to be something that one is not encourages this negative behavior. All in all, the female gender's tendency to be comparative on social media leads to a negative cognition about their bodies and creates self-destructing eating habits as an unhealthy way to fix this dissatisfaction. However, the female gender's obvious struggle does not mean that male adolescents do not suffer from body dissatisfaction as a result of social media as well. Males are struggling as well, but just differently. For instance, muscular body shapes are socially valued, and men's desire for the ideal body is often associated with a drive for muscularity. So while it may be different than a woman's concerns for thinness, male body dissatisfaction and unhealthy habits are still present. In a study conducted with male-only subjects, 8 young men underwent interviews about body image and the effect of social media. Of the 8, 5 reported binge eating to gain muscle mass rapidly and shared past experiences with disordered eating and distorted self-perceptions, all which were influenced by social network usage. It is evident that men engage in harmful habits with the goal to attain a more desirable body, fueled by social media. This opens the discussion more towards men and shows that both men and women struggle with body image issues due to what they see on social media. In conclusion, there are obvious patterns in the negative cognitive and physical effects of the growing use of social media related to us and issues with body image on the youth. This is a clear issue that needs urgent attention. As a society, we need to take some steps in order to create some positive change. We need to work together to normalize all body types, whether that's extremely thin, overweight, normal, any body type needs to be accepted. We need to find a realistic way to rewrite these gender stereotypes of what a male body type or a female body type should look like. We need to adjust perceptions of what is the ideal body and take into account a realistic and appropriate body type. And we also need to include the male gender more in exploring associations and the manner in which males start having body dissatisfaction as a direct result of social media. If these steps are taken, hopefully the mentally and physically damaging effects of media on our bodies will slowly decrease and our society can lead healthier, thus happier lives.
Thank you so much for watching my documentary. These are my citations of my photos. Have a great day. Thank you.